Hello everyone, this is a continuation video for the Cut and Sew Like a Pro challenge, the tax 1. Now, I've already prepped all that I'm doing. I've cut my facing for the front. I've cut my facing for the front and the back. So I decided to use the gold for the center front so that I will have a contrasting color at the top rather than leaving it plain. So I've put paper stain on all my pieces before I'll start turning them. So I'll be making the top first for the trouser. So I'll go ahead to start sewing. Okay. Now this is the back side of it. So I'll a restore have foundation to traverse the divorce field. Added for now, after turning, I've turned all the pieces. So you notch off this way so that it will have a sharp edge for turning. Now you can use some color thread to sew and have to or the carton show that line. So I'll be ironing all of them. So I know with the remaining job. So I'll be joining the shoulder. I've already joined this. So this is what it looks like. I decided not to cut lining because the fabric is thick considering our weather. So this is what the cuff looks like. Now imagine I put foam as in bra foam and then it was in hair state. You will see that it will stand perfectly. So I'll join the back shoulder together, then with facing, I will join that also before I turn the neck. So so this is the facing. So you sew your facing like this and sew the cloth like this also. So we'll be ironing often. Now I'm gonna wind since I didn't put lining, so I'll do that later. Then make sure that you iron open this way. So you get a good steam iron. It will help. And then join this so when you're ironing, apply pressure on your hand. That one gives it the finishing. So ironing as a process of sewing, and as you go along, you iron is part of the finishing process. You can get that ironing stick. So as you remove the iron, you can place it from it. Top. And make sure that as you sew, before you start sewing, you see all these paper sticks, shrink them off before any process you're doing. Because what it does is that sometimes if you stand this way and you're sewing, you can think you're sewing the fabric, or else it's the paper stick you're sewing. So to help in your finishing, trim off all the excess. And as you're sewing, the cotton thread is also part of the thing that makes your work come out neater. Okay, so I'll be ironing all the other So you can iron this way first. Just iron. Iron round before you place it like this. And iron. So you can iron the allowance to one side because we'll be weaving it together. So the next thing is to fix the zip. You can actually fix your zip before joining the shoulder, but it can often be done this way also. Now, for you to easily shift a zip, you can change the presser foot for a zipper foot. It's easiest for you. While you're fixing, check the length of the zip for where you're putting it. The waist is long enough, so I made a bit of space to be able to turn it down. So leave like 1 inch. So the remaining comes because we run like 1 and it fills it. So now for this, I will need to change my presser foot. So carefully sew your zip. So what I do is that I cut this and for this front, the full front. So I've turned it, I'll be putting it inside the shoulder part to just make it equal. So this remaining allowance is post turning like the net. So you close the cylinder up. After this, I'll be turning the neck. Now looking at this place, I'm noticing that I have to lock this part so that this color will flow all the way. So what I need to do is just from using here up to here and this fabric to cover this work part so that this color will flow all the way. So let me put that. So this is what I'll find to achieve so that this will flow in this way. So the next thing I'll do is to hold this together the sides, but I won't start from the beginning, so that's tight. Then we turn the other side. So I'm attaching with like Teflon design on it. So place the longer one and the shorter one. Then with this flare one. Now I'll attach this first before I'll attach this so that I'll call from the back. So you can pin to secure it first. It's how you start sewing. So after joining this purple light stop, place the side to equal at the armhole, then balance it this way. Then I'll be trimming off this excess. So this now forms like the base where this is. So you will need that part anyway. But the next thing I'll do is to sew my armholes together so that it's balanced. Then I'll shape. So after shaping this side, I'll bring in this flare like one that will extend to the back. So pin the flare part, leave ½ inch and start pinning so that this other ½ inch will be what we use to sew this down. So this other part, this other triangle one, let it enter into the sewing and then bring out the allowance this way. So I'm gonna stop, sew and stop here. I will turn and continue my sewing. Don't sew across it. If not, we're gonna have issue. So just start sewing and stop halfway. Then remove it from the machine, come to this other side and sew also. So remove it this way and move the allowance to the other side and continue. So to sew across and once it's the big issue. So they'll break it that way. So this is what it will look like when it finishes throwing. Then we need to trim off the excess before you weed. We're in all part of the finishing process. The way you're weaving, it's a pitch, everything. Yeah. But you can just trim neatly and cut off all thread. So the next thing is to prepare the sleeve. Okay, no, I'll have to turn the facing. So start sewing from the beginning, sew to the other, and make sure that these points are lining. during this, opening your stitch, let it run, and start from free. You can use pin to secure it. Now, after putting your facing, zip up the cloth to see if both of them are equal. If they're not equal, hit down and score the one that is less or there is more. Just sew a bit out in it. So after you, then zip it again to make sure that both of them are on the same level. Once they're on the same level, you can now go ahead and notch. For a notch, slight plant in the line press, almost to the bend and return. Do it round. Now, after notching, you can either top stitch or you make it an iron, or you can use the hand needle to tack it in place. After you iron, you remove the hand needle. Then you need to fold all the allowance this way. And sew. Well, I will just stop where I cut inch because I want to weave. Because I have space to weave. Now, I will just, you want to turn and see how long it will be. So this is what facing earns. So I'll do the same thing on the other side also. Now at this point you can fit to see what your grain looks like. So this is what mine looks like. Go to the back. See how relaxed it is. Now when you fix and you notice probably there's a little bit of excess, you can loosen the side and push it in. So what I'll be doing now, I'll try and pin so that the pleats will remain permanent. I'll use the steam to iron it to the permanence. So I'll go ahead now to prepare the sleeve. Now to get perfect structured sleeve, you need this fabric. It's called crinoline net. So it's like the normal crinoline but in material form. So cut it at the foam. There's for spam completely. Sweat. So the next thing is wood. I also used the Mikado stick to cut the line and also to turn it. So I'm just gonna sew and sew the other one through.
So after you have turned the base with the lining, place it together and trim off all the excess, because once you turn with crinoline it tends to take it inside, so you have a bit of excess here. So trim everything, all the excesses out. So the next thing you do, trim a bit of the crinoline. The reason why I'm doing this is so that after you finish sewing, after you weave, this will not be poking your skin. So after doing that, I'm going to sew this sewable boning, this original bone on it. So I'll just to make the down more structure. So I'll just sew like three lines like this. Now after sewing, you can use sellotape to hold the mouth, and note to start ½ inch from your beginning to start your boning, so that when you sew like this, it will, okay, so put and sew straight like this. So this is what it will look like. So it will help it structure it properly. Then remember to cut ½ inch away from the, I've already cut from the other one. Let me cut from this one. I can cut ½ inch from the crinoline net, so that it doesn't disturb you when you wear the clothes. Now this is what it will look like. So the boning will help it stay structured. So I just added 2 boning line. Then get from the middle point and make sure not to press, so that it doesn't give it an angle, so it remains round. So from the middle point you can measure like 10 inches and mark, or you can put a notch mark, or use your. So what I want to do now is to create like a gather or pleat. So I can do my pleat. Now to make it easy, you can run stitch round it first, so that so I'll be creating small pleats like this. Now when you get to the middle point, I have my line here, you can flip to the other side. So you start gathering to the other side so that your pleats will go double ways. So let's see. Now you can check the wideness of this. If it's too short, you add more pleats to take off the excess, so it will rhyme with your armhole. So I'm adding one more pleat. And just cut all short. So this is what it looks like. So I'll do the same for the other sleeve. So this is what the sleeve will look like when you're done. You see how structured it is already. Now for this the crinoline part, you can sew on the lining part. You can sew the crinoline net down round only on the lining part, so that it won't be folding inside. But if you can get it to stand this way also, it's fine. Then I'll go ahead and prepare this one, the slim sleeve with the, so I can just fold the tip, or I use another piece of fabric to fold it. Well, let me just do it this way. Okay, so measure your wrist measurement. I'm using 9 for this one. So measure your bicep also. So half inch also is out from here. So the next thing you do is bring out your, turn it to the front and place it inside this one. So I'm going to brace it together. You can use pin to hold it together, or so you see they're of same wideness. So this is what it looks to look like. So I'll be fixing it to the top. So I'm going to pin the sleeve around it now. Now I've finished pinning one to see how it looks like. So when you're sewing, just move your bodies in a bit, so that, because it's a structured sleeve, you don't need your shoulder to be wide. So I'll move it in this way, just half an inch, so that the sleeve will stand properly. So I'll sew both sleeve now round. So as I'm sewing, I'll be moving it out just like this. Now because of the boning, you might have to be more careful. So I'll move it out like this. So I'll trim the excess, but you can also trim the excess after you have checked it that is needed to go. So just move it out a bit. Now I've finished fixing the sleeve. So we have something like this. So the next thing I'll do is I'll either weave the down and fold it once, or I'll cut a facing, like 2-inch facing, use it to turn this part. Then I'll use hem gum to finish it up. Then I'll do my weaving. So I'll do the same thing on this part, cut a facing like with a fabric, then use it to turn, or I just weave and bend it with, I'll probably use hem gum also, but I'll do the facing type. So I'll go, then I'll weave the whole inside. I'll show that after I have finished weaving. So it's just to weave and iron, and the top is ready. Then I'll be putting the button just to make it more fancy. So that's it for the top. So I'll go ahead to sew the trouser. Okay. Now I'm starting the trouser. So the first thing I'll do, I'll attach this gold part to it. So just so So I'll just iron. So I'll be trimming off the excess from this side. So I can decide to put pockets or not, but I don't want to put pockets. Trim it off. So this is what it will look like. So I'll go ahead to iron. So after ironing, I'll be joining my front together. Just like this. because I'll be putting my side zip. So just hold ½ inch. Then hold your back also together. So I'll be putting my dart at the back first before so I'll measure 4.5, measure 4.5. Okay. Measure it on the side. Come this way and measure 4.5 also. So your dart can be straight. The length of your dart can do 5.5 or 6. So measure 4.5. Come downwards here and measure 4.5. Then do 6. So pick. Then hold ½ inch. Now this is what. Now you see this angled part. Just straighten it a bit, just like this. So the next thing I'll do is to join the down side, the crouch side. So put the two ends together like this, the two middle rather. So check to see if it's same length. So it's same length. So what you can do is you can just put a pin here to hold it together. So now for if you can sew either side from the inner part here down. Now what I decided to do from here so that I can still weave. So I'll put my allowance to one side, then start sewing. So sew ½ inch also. My thread has finished. It's a real new thread. So you come to the other side also and just sew your ½ inch. So I'll measure my waistline, which is 38. So I have just 1 inch here, so I'll be taking like half inch. So this is my left hand side, and my zip will be at the right hand, but either way you want it. So I'll measure like 8.5 or 9 inches, so that I'm leaving my zip allowance up. So you see around this side the back is bigger, equal it, so the excess will go to the back. So the hip is, I'm doing 48, so we have 1 2, so I'm taking out 1 inch from the hip measurement, so which is this. So make sure you equal the sides like this. So I'll take my 1 inch all the way down. I'll do the same thing on the other side also. So just iron a unfold 2 inches, 1.5 or 1 inch, depending on how wide you want your band to be. So just get a long piece, then start sewing. Now you can weave your pieces of trousers first before you start sewing, so that you don't have to, it will be easier than sewing before weaving. So I'm doing it this way so that I will just weave, so that it will just be like this. Once you iron, there will be no stitch showing. So what I did, I ironed paper stay on it. Even though Mikado silk is a thick fabric, you still need to iron either paper stay or hair stay on it for better finishing. So what you do, you iron for smooth finishing, then fix your zip at the side. So since I've added my band, I'll be putting my zip from the band, so I might have to close here to like 8.5 inch. Then weave the inside, then I'm gonna fold the base half and 1. So it's 2 ways. You can either sew it, or you use you weave hem gum with it, then fold it once like this and iron, so you don't have any sewing stitch on this part. So I believe you can finish up the remaining part. So we've come to the end of the sewing section of the first challenge, of the first task. So go ahead and do your own and present it. Thanks for watching.